Have you ever wondered who Mark Zuckerberg was as a child? How did he grow up to become one of the most influential people in the world? Well, today we're going to take a deep dive into Mark Zuckerberg's childhood and find out what shaped him into the man he is today. From his early interest to his unique upbringing, we'll explore everything that made Mark Zuckerberg who he is. So sit back and get ready to learn all about Mark Zuckerberg's childhood. Before we begin, please subscribe and like this video so we can keep bringing you more amazing content about the richest people in the world. Mark Elliott Zuckerberg was born on May 14, 1984, in White Plains, New York. His father, Edward Zuckerberg, was a dentist, and his mother, Karen Kempner, was a psychiatrist. He also has two sisters named Ariel and Donna. The family lived in a comfortable middle-class home in Dobbs Ferry, New York, and provided Mark with a stable and loving childhood. From an early age, Mark displayed an interest in computers and technology. At the age of 6, he began taking computer programming classes, and by the time he was 8, he had already developed his first computer program. This early exposure to technology would lay the foundation for the success that he would later achieve. In addition to his interest in technology, Mark was also a highly motivated and driven individual from an early age. He excelled in his studies and was a member of the fencing team at his school. He was also very active in extracurricular activities and was a member of the debate team and the student council. This drive and determination would be key to his success in the highly competitive world of technology. Growing up, Mark was exposed to a variety of different cultures and perspectives. His father was Jewish and his mother was raised in the United States. This exposure to different cultures helped him develop a broad perspective that would later inform his business decisions. As a teenager, Mark became increasingly interested in social issues and began volunteering at a local soup kitchen. He was also very active in the environmental movement and participated in several protests against the expansion of a nearby airport. These experiences instilled in him a sense of social responsibility that would stay with him throughout his life. When Mark was 13 years old, his parents divorced, which caused some upheaval in his life. However, he was fortunate to have a strong support system of family and friends who helped him through this difficult time. Despite the divorce, Mark was able to maintain a positive attitude and focus on his goals. Throughout his childhood, Mark was encouraged by his parents to be independent and to take risks. His father, for example, gave him money to buy his first computer and then let him sell it for a profit so that he could learn the value of entrepreneurship. This trust and belief in his abilities allowed Mark to grow and develop into a confident young man who was willing to take on new challenges. As Mark grew older, he became increasingly interested in technology and the potential it had to change the world. He saw the power of the internet to connect people and share information, and he wanted to be a part of it. This passion for technology would eventually lead him to create Facebook, one of the most successful social media platforms of all time. One of the most important influences on Mark Zuckerberg's childhood was his education. He attended a public school called Phillips Exeter Academy, which had a strong emphasis on critical thinking and problem solving. This education helped him develop the skills he needed to succeed in the highly competitive field of technology. Additionally, Mark was an avid reader from an early age, and he developed a love for learning that would stay with him throughout his life. He read widely on topics related to technology, business, and social issues, which helped him gain the knowledge he needed to make informed decisions. Another key factor in Mark Zuckerberg's childhood was his exposure to different ideas and perspectives. As mentioned earlier, his parents came from different cultural backgrounds, which exposed him to a variety of viewpoints from an early age. This exposure to different perspectives helped him develop a tolerance for ambiguity and the ability to see things from multiple angles. This is an important trait for any successful entrepreneur, as it allows them to consider a wide range of options when making decisions. Despite the many advantages Mark had growing up, he also faced some challenges. One of the most significant challenges he faced was the divorce of his parents. This event caused a lot of emotional distress for him and his sisters, and it required them to adjust to a new living arrangement. However, Mark was fortunate to have a strong support system of family and friends who helped him cope with the situation. He was also able to use his personal experiences to fuel his success, as he often drew upon his emotions to inspire him to work harder and achieve his goals. Looking back, it's clear that Mark Zuckerberg's childhood was a unique and formative period in his life. He was fortunate to have supportive parents who encouraged him to pursue his interests in technology. His exposure to different cultures and perspectives helped him develop the broad mindset he needed to succeed. And although he faced challenges such as the divorce of his parents, he was able to use his personal experiences to fuel his success. Overall, Mark Zuckerberg's childhood was a combination of privilege, hard work, and resilience, which ultimately led him to become the successful entrepreneur he is today. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about Mark Zuckerberg's childhood. If you did, please subscribe and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Mark's story. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Now let's move on to the next topic. As a child, Mark Zuckerberg was fascinated by computers and technology. He began taking computer programming classes at the age of 6, and by the time he was 8, he had developed his first computer program. This early interest in technology was nurtured by his parents, who gave him the necessary resources to explore his passion. For example, when Mark was 12 years old, his father bought him a used Macintosh computer, which sparked his interest in coding. Mark taught himself how to use the computer and developed several programs, including one that allowed him to play games with his friends over the phone. Another way that Mark's parents supported his interest in technology was by exposing him to different gadgets and devices. For example, when Mark was 13 years old, his father gave him a digital camera, which sparked his interest in photography. Mark took photos of his friends and family and even started his own photo website. These experiences not only helped Mark develop his skills, but also instilled in him a sense of curiosity and wonder about technology. In addition to providing him with the necessary resources, Mark's parents also encouraged him to explore his interests. For example, when Mark was 14 years old, his mother signed him up for a summer program at a local university where he could learn more about computer programming. Mark took full advantage of this opportunity and spent his summer learning from experienced programmers and developing his own projects. This encouragement and support from his parents were instrumental in shaping Mark's passion for technology and his eventual success in the field. Overall, Mark's parents played a crucial role in fostering his interest in technology during his childhood. They provided him with the necessary resources, encouragement, and support to explore his passion and develop his skills. Without their guidance and nurturing, Mark may not have developed the same level of expertise and innovation that he is known for today. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn more about the childhoods of other successful individuals, please subscribe and comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Mark Zuckerberg's childhood. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.